One thing I wanted to ask you about in the community is ZeRo. I saw his name cropping back up. What's the deal with that?
Well, the thing with ZeRo is people ask me, "Oh, are you going to make a video on ZeRo?" The thing with his case is in the case of the Skype messages with one of the few women who actually were wronged by ZeRo, not fucking Jisoo. Like Jisoo was just shown porn by ZeRo. Like that's her story.
Right.
That's it. The woman who was actually affected by ZeRo, she was 14 talking to him on Skype, and he was asking her to like send pictures of her masturbating and stuff like that, send pictures of her. And he continued talking to her even after finding out that she was 14. And that's the problem when he was 19. So that's the major issue.
We're dealing with what's the age gap that's comparable to? Isn't that there's another guy that was in that age gap that we covered. He gave a really shitty apology. He's the Irish guy.
Well, wasn't
Mini
like
Lad,
wasn't like one of the big Smash things like a 19-year-old girl like grooming a 13-year-old boy or something?
Yeah, that was Puppe and Senpai. But she just kind of like disappeared from the internet and hasn't said anything since.
So ZeRo's come back now. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, ZeRo wanted to make a statement because people were worried about his like well-being and like his mental state because he attempted suicide a little bit ago. So what EE did was basically catch people up on how his life has been since, and people saw that as like a slap to the face of victims or like the people that he harmed.
Like he was trying to do a redemption arc?
Yeah, they thought EE was just trying to redeem him, even though it just kind of humanized him because it shows you what happens after this shit. And that's not good for them because they want to dehumanize him and basically just make sure he dies.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, look, if he's going after a 14-year-old while he's 19 or whatever, like, I guess, like, you know, that most people would consider that pedophilia, right? So is that not unfair for people to want to like dehumanize him?
No, I get that. I totally get that. It's just like if he did what EDP did, let's say, and like actively went to the house, because like there's no evidence that he like actually tried to pursue this after finding out that she was 15, besides maybe calling her like adorable, but you can see it like visibly start to fall off. If he did what like EDP did and like try to go to their house and you know, not find any cupcakes that you were looking for, I totally get that. But I don't know. I just feel like wanting him dead is a little extra.
I'm thinking about this, right, and I'm pretty sure, wasn't Red Kiwis a 14-19 situation? I'm pretty sure it was. If Red Kiwis like came out and said that he like tried to kill himself, I wouldn't give a fuck. Like maybe that's a cold take, but my whole philosophy, right, is like with pedophiles,
Red
like
solicited naked pictures from
right. You're saying what more action was like taking place in these situations, whereas, but with ZeRo, like
really fully familiar with
couldn't
ZeRo,
action
so
like wouldn't that have been like what would have happened if he hadn't been caught? Like that's just what I'm thinking about, right?
Well,
like from this perspective.
No, because he wasn't like caught doing this like continually. This was like a solitary instance when he was 19, and I think one other thing happened, but it was he found out later that they were underage and then he stopped. So I think that's the one other situation.
Oh, he stopped the sexual shit, but he kept talking to her like normally.
Yeah.
Is that
okay?
I'm
pretty sure that's what happened.
Okay, so. And then your friend got a lot of shit basically because he did an interview like, how's your mental health? And people saw that as like, I don't know. I can see why people get mad at that.
It's
like I'm not saying that like he should get shit for that, but from my perspective, I can totally see how I'd be like, what the fuck? Like your mental health? Like fuck off, dude. Like I care about the mental health of people that get falsely accused. If you're chatting up with a 14-year-old, then it's a little bit hard for me to care, but then we get into like James Charles territory. Like did he know the age? Did he not know? Like what the fuck? Like you should have cut off conversation there. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a very sketchy situation. So I'm trying to like untangle this right now just to make sure I know what's going on.
I'm not going to sit here and play devil's advocate and say I even support or like condone anything that happened, because I don't. What I'm saying is like from my perspective, to actively like petition to get that taken down when it's just information that people who might care.
Don't flag it. No, fuck off. That information should be there.
Yeah, like I just think it's fine for the information to be there. Like,
Right.
what if people are fucking curious? Some people are worried about him, and that's their right. Like, I don't give a shit. Why would you petition to get that taken down and then act like it's for the victim?